WECT News at 6.
4 weeks from today, North Carolina voters will take part in this year's primary elections. We have a lot of races on the ballot, and it's earlier this year than in past years. That's because North Carolina is now part of Super Tuesday with 14 other states. You'll vote on candidates for president all the way down to school board. We've identified 3 top races that impact our part of North Carolina. We invited the candidates in for interviews so you can hear where they stand on important issues. Here's where you find them. The 7th Congressional District has changed since 2018. Bladen County is no longer split in half. The district contains 733,000 people in 8 counties. Congressman David Rouser does not have a challenger in the Republican primary, but there are 3 Democrats running for the chance to oppose him in November. Now, we interviewed all 3 of those Democratic challengers and asked them the same group of questions on issues like immigration, health care, the opioid epidemic, and gun violence. And here's where you can find their answers. Just go to WECT.com. Scroll down to the middle of the homepage until you see the Vote 2020 box. When you click on it, it takes you to a dedicated page where you'll see separate stories with all 3 of the candidates. When you click on the candidate, you'll see their full interview. One question we asked each one, what they consider the biggest issue of this campaign.
The way that the so-called government is running business now, it just seems out of control with the partisan bickering.
Okay. My victory on health care will be when I stand in front of the country with my fellow congressmen in Congress and make the following statement. If you're an American and you're sick and you need help, go to the hospital, and when they ask you for your billing information, tell them, bill the U.S. Treasury.
But we need to respect the value of labor more than what we do right now. We give businesses tax breaks, but we don't respect the man and woman working in those industries as much as we do industry.
When state lawmakers redrew the district lines for this year's legislative elections, they made a major change in the 19th district of the state house. Instead of it just being in New Hanover County, it's now split over New Hanover and Brunswick counties. Most of the population in the district, more than 48,000 people, live in New Hanover. The rest, about 29,000, are in Brunswick County. Now, there's no incumbent running in this race, which means we will have a new face representing southeastern North Carolina in Raleigh. Now, we interviewed all 4 of the challengers, 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans. Here's where you can find their full interviews. Go back to WECT.com, scroll down, look for that Vote 2020 box, click on it, and right below the congressional candidates, you'll see the 4 candidates in the House District 19 race. The Democrats, James Dawkins and Marcia Morgan. The Republicans, Charlie Miller and David Perry. When you click on them, each has their own page where you can find their full interview. We asked all of these candidates what they consider the biggest issue of their campaign. Here's what they said.
Right now, the biggest issue would be expanding Medicaid. We have to get that done. There are 640,000 North Carolinians that don't have the health care they need.
I believe that with a strong public education, you can influence all aspects of life, and that we really need to start there.
We're just growing so fast, and growth is good as long as it's managed, and that's what I would hope to do.
What we really need to be doing is shrinking the size of government, our state government, and bringing it local and bringing our money and the power back to our local community and the money back into people's wallets.
Now, the 3rd race we're concentrating on is for New Hanover County Commissioner. They represent more than 220,000 people, and there are 2 current commissioners not running for re-election. That means at least 2 new members of that board. There are 15 candidates for that election, by far the largest field of any of our local primaries. Starting this Friday, all of those interviews will be live on the same page of WECT.com and our mobile news app. And with early voting starting next Thursday, February 13th, you'll have the chance to hear where those candidates stand on the issues important to you.